It's a lovely day out here at the Riverwalk. On the way back now from the dock, and a few things going on. One is that the MikeHoffman.com website has been redesigned and is now fully secure. Lots of stuff available there. Free shipping also. So unlike my other stores on eBay and PayPal, Etsy and so on, the shipping is free. So anyway, here's other news and stuff going on there. But one thing I wanted to talk about today is, well, it's not directly to do with social media, but some people I know who shall go unnamed, I kind of wonder, oh, well, not hearing anything or don't know what's going on with them. So it's like you can go and check social media and maybe there, you can see what's happening with them there. So anyway, I noticed this odd pattern because I went to look for one person, not an especially close friend, but someone I know, somewhat, and go to their page, and it's a whole bunch of postings of political stuff, conspiracy stuff, things like that. It's like, okay, well, that's what they're doing. And then you can see from the frequency of the posts kind of how involved they are in it. And okay, well, that's fine. Oh, well, what about so-and-so, someone else? A little worried about them because I haven't heard from them for a while. I go look and it's the same thing. So it's like, wow, this is quite a pattern here. And after looking at about a half dozen more, people, friends, acquaintances, it's like they're all doing the same thing. I'm not saying it's the same thing on other platforms necessarily, Instagram or whatever. But anyway, that was a pattern. And it's like, man, why is all this going on? And I came to the realization, that there were no posts about what was really going on in their life, day to day or good or bad. Well, I mean, all this is supposed to be bad. And they claim it affects them, There again, people get pretty bent out of shape about politics and claims, oh, it's affecting me and stuff. And it's like, well, barely, if at all. So anyway, I came to the realization that when people's lives are not going well, then they look outside themselves to find someone to blame, someone or something to blame. Because if you think about it, it's like if everything was just great, who would spend their time doing that? I don't think anyone would. So anyway, it's kind of an insight, Like I said, if your life is going well, then there's no need to project or try to find, some sort of culprit that's responsible for your unhappiness or your lack of fulfillment or whatever. So anyway, when it comes to our lives, I think that creativity is required, because without creativity, we tend to follow patterns that either the society or the education or whatever, put forward to us. And the creativity, we'll probably do some more material on this at some point. But I was talking to someone about art the other day. Actually, they were posting a bunch of stuff, basically, more attacking, saying I'm copying and stuff. It's like, of course, the thing is that if they tried to do what I do, they would have to copy to achieve it, and that doesn't mean that I do that. So a parallel or a story to illustrate it could be a house. You know, little kid's walking through the neighborhood. He hasn't been through this neighborhood recently, and there's a house being built next to another house. He remembers the older house. It's been there for a while, but he doesn't remember the new one. So the foreman's out there, and the kid points to the other house and says, "You copied that." It's like, no, it's a house, but we didn't copy that one. It's different. Because no, it's the same. It's got a roof, it's got windows, and the front door. You copied it. It's like, no, we built this from the ground up with a different plan, and it's different. And the foreman says to the kid, "Hey kid, didn't you ever use Lego blocks?" And the kid says, "No, my dad said they were stupid." And the guy says, "Well, there's your answer." So anyway, when it comes to creativity, I mean, that's kind of what I do. And I have been looking lately at some commercial art magazines that I picked up. And the tendency with that sort of thing is to pull a whole bunch of things together, source material, you know, for the client, their product, typefaces, photography, copy, all these things, bring them all together, look at them all on the table, combine them in some way, which does the job. And I can do that, and that is one method I use, but I don't use it all the time, because what I can do is I can make one line on a piece of paper with no concrete idea in my head and literally build on it from there, allowing my subconscious or something just to flow out. And so it's the same sort of thing as when you look at a cloud and you think you see a scene in the cloud patterns, and I can do that. I can create and insert patterns whenever I like at any point. So anyway, this whole thing about people's lives perhaps not being what they like, what they're happy with, they don't feel fulfilled, they feel angry, they want to blame others. It's all over the place, and the institutions of politics and news and these other things, they enable it immensely. When it comes to these things, a good example, and I saw this recently, something popped up on YouTube, and I really don't go looking for anything anymore, but it's something that I once watched and subscribed to a while ago, about climate change. And basically it was the same sort of dynamic that I got the feeling that these people, it's not that the climate's not changing, but I got the feeling that these people were not happy in their own lives. And because of accusations they were making against others and negativity and things like that. So, truth be told about various civilizations, no matter how grand they think they are, you know, it could be Egypt or, you know, possibly Atlantis, Lemuria, things like that, built on certain types of crafts or technologies, things like that. Well, we think ours is, you know, unbeatable, science and everything, but nonetheless, things are going off the rails. And so to expect a civilization, a culture, society to go on forever is just naive. Can you seriously imagine our culture of football, McDonald's, cars, pro wrestling, whatever, you know, going on for 100,000 years? No, I don't think it works that way. Same thing with human life. And it's like these climate people were saying, it's like, well, if people really understood the tragedy of this, they'd break down in tears, you know, like we do. Well, they didn't break down in tears in the video, but anyway, blaming others for climate problems when the people that are pointing the finger, they're sitting in an artificial environment, they're wearing clothes that have been made, you know, in third world countries, they're doing all these things. They may be trying to nibble around the edges a bit and, not own a car or something or whatever, but still they're part of it as well. And so when it comes to climate disruption, unless you're living a hunter-gatherer lifestyle, you're part of it. Now, I basically pointed this out in an rather oblique way in a story I did for Eerie magazine, where these Star Trek type people land on a planet, and everyone is the people that live there are basically hunter-gatherers, but they've been on the spaceship for a long time. They want a vacation, so they decide to hang with these people. They're not supposed to, interfere with their culture or anything. But anyway, eventually they have to leave. And as they're leaving, they see a giant meteor headed for the planet. It's going to destroy the planet. It's too late to do anything about it. They can't do anything about it. But a beam shoots out from the planet and destroys it. And they realize that these people that they thought were primitive on the planet, who have the best possible lifestyle, basically naked on the beach all day, have technology far beyond what they have. And they only use it when necessary, and they keep it underground. So anyway, that's a kind of little profound idea that I like to slip into this pop culture garbage can now and then. You could apply the same thing to us. It's like, well, can we keep all our stuff underground and allow everyone to live in a Garden of Eden on the surface? So anyway, I guess that's about it for today, and check out the website, okay?